not coming up on? I know darn well she can jump up on here, and I think she likes to help. I watched her literally come running full bore and jump right up on there like it was nothing, like she's done it every day of her life. And now she just puts her two front paws up there like, please help me. So it was late last night, but Sammy and I picked blueberries again. We got another pretty large bowl here. Not extremely full, but we ran out of time. It got dark. There's still probably about 3 more bushes, which is almost half the patch left to go. Until we have everything picked off now for the second time. And I think we'll still be able to do this at least 2 more times yet. Bowl's empty. Ended up getting 7 pints. So I'm really happy with that. That's around, we actually brought another 7 pints earlier. So that's 14 pints we sold, and then we kept a couple for ourselves and for family. So 14, we're probably going on like 16 to 18 pints. Now we've picked off our blueberry bushes, and I would think we'll get about double that yet. On the front porch of the farm market here, we have just a couple of the queen tut grasses left and the firework grasses. Oh man, and that chipmunk chewed another hole in this bag. I gotta take care of him. I knew that begonias like shade, but I didn't honestly know how much better they really did when they were in the shade. Like, we always just grew them in the greenhouse, but they're so much nicer. The leaves are beautiful. They're not red and stressed out like they normally are, and brown and all that kind of bad stuff. In the greenhouse here, well, out front of the greenhouse, we have a couple coleus, dusty silver, and then in here is kind of the same thing. Literally like not even half of a greenhouse left, and this is it for the season, which honestly we're going to be shutting down very soon. We're doing a little bit of a sale right now, and then once I think this weekend's over, it's all just going to get thrown away. This is like nothing to throw away. I know some of you guys are going to cringe and say that's a waste, but I mean, we had a great season. The zinnia patch is doing really well too. Nathan and I went through and clipped off all of the blooming flowers. You can see them kind of dead here in the grass. We just felt like the plants kept getting taller and taller and pushing all their energy into the flower and not actually bushing out and doing what they need to do. And I already do think that there's a difference, and they do look better. You can see the fresh dirt where I replaced like maybe 3 or 4 of them. I just didn't like how they got really tall, and then we got some crazy winds and they started laying down, but again, nothing I can do. The plant is still nice and it's still healthy. I just don't want it to go across the plastic instead of going up. Ideally, this is what they would all look like. This, maybe this one. They're starting to put out a bunch of shoots. This one's nice and stocky. Today, we're gonna be planting our final patch of tomatoes. That is all these plants right here, not the peppers in the back. So I just got all them watered because we don't like to plant dry plants. Now I'm gonna go fill water tanks, and then we're gonna head to the field. Our second greenhouse is now completely finished. No fans are on, no plants are in here. We're done. Nathan even went around and weeded the entire thing. I gotta go over there and check that water tank before it overflows. That'd be bad. All the cabbage plants were in number 2, but we pulled them out now. We like to pull them out about a week before we plant, or maybe even a little longer, for 2 reasons. The first is it's very hot in there and they don't need to be in that hot environment. The second is we like to get them out a little bit in, you know, the weather, get that wind hitting them and the rain hitting them so they harden up a little bit. We only need the little water tank today because we're gonna be filling that planter up like twice. That's a 150 gallon tank. This is a 300 gallon, so should be perfect. So water tank's here. I still need the plants. I need the pump and the planter. So 3 more pieces of equipment I gotta bring out yet. If you see my last video, you'll know I was talking about our tomatoes and how they're doing great. The ones that haven't been touched by the deer, but the ones that have, I mean, they're just annihilating them. So hopefully maybe later today I can get some scents around here or do something to deter them a little bit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right in a row gone. And it's the same with every row. and out through. I can see a section of 10 more out there. There's about 6 or 7 there. I mean, it's gonna be bad, especially with the rest of the field we're gonna be putting in. So we gotta do something. I mean, tomatoes are a big part of our harvest every single year. I mean, like, tomatoes are like the staple. Everybody comes for tomatoes, sweet corn, cantaloupe, and watermelon. And if you don't have those, you're beat. So that could really impact us if we don't have the amount that the people want. Come on, Chloe! Turn the burners on. Get her, Dace. Yeah, right in the soybeans. Whoa, that was a good one. Mom just harvested some of the first bulbs of garlic. They look pretty nice. I'm not gonna say they're jumbos, and I don't think we're gonna be getting jumbo garlic this year. But that is beautiful. Looks like she's had it drying out here for a little while. The reason I don't think we're gonna have as big a garlic is because we didn't get the rain. And now, I'm not saying it's not gonna grow a little more yet, but I think it's just about over as far as it really starting to size up. So it is what it is. Definitely not small, it's just not jumbo. Now I gotta put the wheel on. Tomatoes are a single row. I think it's 24 inches in between each plant. At least that's what we do in the high tunnels. Take our water out of there. That was way harder than it normally is. So we're about ready to start. Planter's full. So Dad said he's gonna be here in about 10-15 minutes. We can get started and then he's gonna take over and I'm gonna go cultivate. Now my job's changed. There's a chance of rain later on today, so I want to see if I can get the cultivating done that I need to do before maybe the field gets too wet to where I can't get in them. So we're just gonna try and divide and conquer. Dad does want to plow, I think, for the mid-season coal crops when he's done here, if time permits, but this is the most important thing along with cultivating, so that's why we're gonna get this done first. Back on the cultivator I go. Turn the gas on. Should be ready to rip. So loud. Uh-oh, that don't sound good. So some of the teeth, not only on, like, I'm gonna call it the flywheel, but also on the starter, are grinding off a little bit, just from being worn down, I guess. I had to spin the flywheel to get a new section of teeth. Then when I pushed my starter, it caught and it went, because it was kind of just grinding. So, gotta really be careful with that. I think it'll get us through the season, but that's something we're gonna have to look into in the future, because that's not gonna last forever. I got one row left of onions to do, and I did 2 rows of red beets. I'm not 100% sure why the red beets didn't come up good this year. Usually they do. I don't know if it was the lack of rain when I first put them in the ground or what. Usually it doesn't play that big of an effect. But you can just see how spotty they are. And I did want to plant them more sparse this year. I did try that on purpose, but man, And it's still like they're just barely popping out of the soil. So they're just taking forever. And it makes it harder to cultivate because I can't be throwing any even tiny little pebbles, because a rock like this that flips over is gonna basically kill it. And that's why I had to actually adjust my cultivators and shallow it up even more than I was, so that way I didn't cover anything. Wind started picking up and it started getting dark skies, and I got nervous, so I didn't record anything. But now I'm just about done. I'm on my last 2 rows. I can do 2 rows instead of just 1 row now because we had a 2-row planter. I can't cultivate 2 rows when we only use the 1-row planter, because if one of the rows is messed up, then I could be perfectly on with this row, and this row I could be just tilling right up. So you got to be careful with that. Even this isn't 100% perfect all the time. Like, I just about have that as perfect as possible on this side, and on this side, actually it's pretty good there. But I was just looking back here, and you can see the difference a little bit. Like, yeah, right here I'm perfect, but here I was a little bit close on the side of the plant, and I actually exposed some of the roots. Now they're gonna be just fine, but it's just not exactly perfect. I mean, that's just the way it is. Alright, potatoes are done. Everything is cultivated now for the time being. Usually I have more to do, but because all of our peppers are in plastic, I don't have to do any of them. Guess who just woke up from their nap? I'm gonna finish up the day planting sunflowers. This will be my last batch for the season. Usually I don't use my seeding soil to fill packs, but this is the last of the season and we don't need it, so I might as well use it up. Hi, Dace. Chloe, please do not step on these flats. I know you would love to. I guess I'm just getting tired. I totally forgot to show me planting the seeds and covering them, but there they are. 1 seed in each cell. That's 7, 14, 21, 28. It's a little over 280 seeds. The rain really looks like it's coming. Getting very dark out there now, but I figured One more job. I might as well get the dill in. This will probably be my last planting of dill for the season. And I'm gonna do a pretty large one. I'm gonna do, I don't know, 20, 30 yards out there. Hopefully by the time it matures or is getting to its mature state, it might be getting a little bit cooler and it won't be growing as fast so it doesn't get too mature, and we'll have it then right on through the season. Chloe is very much intrigued by this process. All right, so dill is in the trench. Now I cover. I'm a firm believer in dill does not like to be planted deep, so just a dusting over top is it. "15 minutes later, I'm done. Now, hopefully we get this rain and it grows." In preparation of the Blues Fest, we're gonna tie-dye some Broyans shirts. There's lots of different methods I guess you can do, but Trevor and I went with the most simple. And we got lots of colors here. And we're just gonna do our thing. This is my design, which is the swirl. Here's Sammy's. We're not sure what that is. This is Alyssa's. Very exciting. And then Trevor's.
Oh, you dropped that.
Oops. As you can see, this was probably the easiest method. So now we're gonna start coloring. All right, here we go. I'll start it off.
Hope we don't lose power.
Yeah, doing this in the dark.
We'll be it.
Oh shoot.
Needed some flashlights. Logan. There he goes. Oh.
You kinda gotta like stick it in.
It's not soaking in very good.
Stop doing that.
Oh, I'm dripping.
Where should I?
Did you kept your rubber bands nice? I didn't, so it's hard for me to follow a nice triangle, you know what I mean?
Is yours sticking real nice or
No,
no?
not at all.
You have to like shove it in the holes.
Logan is going to town on his. Wow. Looks like the rainbow. Trevor, let's see yours so far.
Boom.
Wow. Alyssa's. How cute. And mine.
Should I do yellow? I'll do yellow.
I can do purple.
I didn't do any purple on mine. Maybe I should put purple on my sleeves. Whatever, every color.
So it's the next day. These shirts have been sitting for like 10, 12 hours, something like that. And well, from what I read and watched, they should now be ready to wash out and then put them in the washer. You can't just put them in the washer, you'll get dye all over in there. So we are supposed to do them inside out for some reason. I don't know why that is. I think it looks really cool. I would have rathered a little bit more color, but not a lot. There's the front, that's the back. Oh yeah, for some reason I see a lot more yellow than anything so far.
Wow, that looks pretty cool.